Hello everybody, Ghostblade 1062 here with another passenger car review. Today we will be looking at a Piko Expert line BDums 271 type second class baggage car from the Deutsche Bundesbahn. I had picked this car up at Hobbytech during the Super Train 2025 show. And now we will move on to the unboxing. Alright, taking a look at the box, we have our first look at the car through the clear plastic front window. In the top right of the front, we have the Piko logo, and we have the Expert line marking on the bottom center. On the bottom of the box, we have an age restriction warning, letting us know that this product is not designed for anyone under the age of 14. The right and top of the box don't provide us with any additional information. However, on the left side of the box, we do have some. At the top, we again have the Piko logo, followed by the product barcode, and then we have the product ID, this being 59623-2. It is an express passenger car, a second class car with baggage compartment. It is of the type BDums 271 of the Deutsche Bundesbahn Era 4. And it is car number 518082-40-018-6. And then below that we have a line drawing of the car. And on the back of the box, we have some information about Piko as a manufacturer, including their 3 product lines. And moving over towards the right here, we have their address and contact information. And now, opening up the package, I gotta just break through the tape here. There we go. We have the car in this 2-piece plastic cradle. And we also have some paperwork included, which we will look through first. We also have included a little baggie of separately fitted parts, which we will attach during the assembly portion of the video. To start off with, included, we have this instruction sheet showing us how to attach the separately fitted steps. In here, we also have a list of spare parts and their part numbers, and more on the back as well. Then we have a advertisement flyer for the Piko catalog. And then we have 2 catalog flyers included as well. And these advertise a variety of Piko's products, including building kits, their track system, their DCC system, as well as numerous locomotives, freight, and passenger cars, as well as some starter sets as well. All in all, a lot of extra paperwork that we don't really need. But now, to take the car out of its cradle, we have this top piece. And then the car actually sits inside some softer plastic to help protect the paint from damage. And it sits quite firmly in the box. There we go. And next, we can move on to the assembly portion of the video. Okay, to begin assembly, these cars have 4 steps that need to be attached. However, they are designed in such a way that you only have to plug them into their designated slot and they will hold, rather than needing to be glued, which is quite nice. All in all, we got 4 steps to attach, and they pop in just like that. And I'm just going to use the end of the file here to push them into their slots properly, as they fit quite tightly. However, once they are in, they have such a good hold that you can lift the car up by them. Okay, that's step number 2. Okay, now for the other end. Okay, that's 1. And number 2. There we go. That's all 4 steps put in place. And now we can move on to the detail overview of section of the video. Okay, starting at the head end of the car for our detail overview, we have our 4 top down windows here in the door, and beneath that we have a folded up walkway plank, which would on the prototype fold down to allow passengers to cross between cars. We have our buffers on either side here, as well as we have 2 tail lights on either side. And beneath though it's not clearly visible in the video as I cannot get a clear shot of it, we have some writing here below the tail light. Then moving onto the side here, we have our separately painted window frames all along the side on both sides of the car, and there's no overspray on them. making them stand out quite nicely. Then below that we have a separately painted door handle with a separately painted handrail beside that. And then here we have the number 2 painted beside the door, depicting that this is the second class car. Moving down a bit, looking at the trucks, we have some good detail on the suspension and brake system here. And it is not as bulky or as you would see on more modern cars, as this is an pre-1990s car. The windows are also nice and clear, allowing us to look inside into the passenger compartments, which at some point I might fill up with figures of passengers. We do have this blanked out window here as well, which is where a washroom would be in the car. And then moving towards the center of the car, we have the Deutsche Bundesbahn logo. And beneath that, we have the road number, this being 518082-40-018-6. It is a BDums type 271 type car. And then along the frame, we have some capacity and information and warning labels, which are all clearly legible. Then moving towards the back of the car here, we have a different style of door, as now we are moving into a baggage compartment. So we don't have as many windows either. And then at the back here, we got another door with a separately painted door handle and guard handrail, as well as this sign here, but it is too small to make out what it says. Then looking at the back here, we again have our door and walkway, as well as our tail lights. Along the bottom here, we also have our electrical boxes. And then looking at the top, we don't really have any rooftop detailing to go over. But we do have some detailing on the underside, including the ribbed underframe, as well as our wastewater container here. We have some brake line detailing along the bottom, as well as an air reservoir tank for the brake lines that run the length of the car. And now we will move on to the rip track segment of the video. Alright, time to begin the rip track segment of the video. Here we will verify that the axles are engaged as per the NMRA standard. Starting at the head end of the car here. First axle is good, as is the second axle. And now onto the rear truck. Axle 1 is good, and axle 2 is also engaged. So all 4 of our axles are engaged, which is good. I will, however, not be changing out the couplers on this car, as it will be part of a unit train, which I won't be needing to separate. So the loop couplers that are on it are perfectly fine. We can, however, see that they spring back to center quite easily and smoothly. Which is good. And now we can take the car over to the track for a test run as part of my nearly completed excursion train. Alright everybody, this concludes my review of the Piko Expert Line HO scale BDums 271 second class express baggage car from the Deutsche Bundesbahn. All in all, this car was a very smooth runner. I had no problems with it on the track. The axles were engaged perfectly. It cornered nicely as part of my excursion train. The detailing on it was quite well done as well. I had no issues with overspray on the paint. The writing and a lot of the writing was clear and legible, with the exception of the sign near the baggage compartment door. But that aside, it was all very legible. All in all, this is a product that I would recommend for anyone looking to do a Deutsche Bundesbahn excursion train like I am building. So all in all, very, very well done. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or a comment, and subscribe for more model railroad content. Have a great day, everybody.